In season, your coach may only require you to participate in athletically related activities for a maximum of 20 hours per week, no more than 4 hours a day, with at least 1 day off per week. Practice may not be required following a competition. Voluntary activities are not included in these limits. However, if your coach is present during the voluntary activity, the time spent in the activity must count towards your hours for the week. A safety exception, however, does apply to field events in track and field. A coach may be present in these sports during your voluntary workouts to provide safety instruction only. Out of season, your coach may ask you to participate in a maximum of 8 hours of weight training and conditioning activities. Your coach may require individual instruction from a coaching staff member while your sport is considered out of season. However, these individual lessons may not exceed 2 hours of the 8-hour maximum per week. To compare, in season, you're allowed 20 hours per week with 4 hours per day of any athletically related activity, including but not limited to weightlifting, conditioning, practice, competition, or film review. You're allowed 1 day off required per week with no athletically related activity after competition. In comparison, out of season, you're allowed 8 hours per week with 4 hours per day of activities that are limited to conditioning, weight training, and individual skill instruction. And your individual skill instruction can last for a maximum of 2 hours per week with 2 days off required. Countable athletically related activities include practice, weightlifting, conditioning, athletically related meetings, chalk talks, and film review. Non-countable activities include dressing for and showering after practice, time spent in the training room, study hall, academic meetings, fundraising, and promotional activities. It is the responsibility of your coach to monitor the practice hours for your sport and maintain appropriate records. Any athlete who receives an extra benefit will be declared ineligible. An extra benefit is receipt of a product or service which is not authorized by the NCAA, is not incidental to your participation in athletics, or is not available to all students at Drake. For example, you may receive certain academic services such as tutoring and advisors. Also permissible are certain medical services such as the training room and team physicians, travel expenses directly related to your participation in athletics, and an occasional meal provided by a coaching staff member. Examples of extra benefits include course supplies, use of a copy machine in the athletics department, typing services by an athletics department staff member, gifts from athletic department staff members and boosters, discounts for products and services for being a student athlete that are not available to all Drake students. Entering the second year at Drake, a Drake student athlete's continuing eligibility will be determined on a semester-by-semester basis. Here are the academic standards the Drake student athletes are held to based on the date a student athlete initially enrolls in college. All Drake student athletes must pass a minimum of 6 hours per semester and maintain a 2.00 cumulative GPA in order to remain eligible for practice and for competition. The following standards must be met in order to remain eligible. Entering your second year at Drake, complete at least 24 semester hours and maintain a cumulative GPA of 2.00. Entering your third year at Drake, complete 40% of your degree and maintain a cumulative GPA of 2.00. Entering your fourth year at Drake, complete 60% of your degree and maintain a cumulative GPA of 2.00. And entering your fifth year at Drake, complete 80% of your degree and maintain a cumulative GPA of 2.00. Remember, all Drake student athletes must declare a major by the beginning of their third year or fifth full-time semester in order to remain eligible. Division I student athletes may participate in a maximum of 4 seasons within a 5-year or 10-semester period. Any participation, no matter how minimal, will count as a season of competition, except for specific injuries or hardships that must meet and be approved in accordance with NCAA regulations. Even 1 minute of play one inning or one race will be considered a season of competition.